Today, we're going to talk about neatness. So the first thing I want to dive into is letter formation. So the letter formation is actually the process of how the letter is formed. So for instance, making an uppercase letter A, you start at the top, you slide down, you jump back up to the top, you slide down the other way, and then you take a little short line across the middle. That's your letter A. So that's a letter formation sequence. So a student that starts at the bottom and goes up, down, and over, that is also a letter formation sequence. Now, which one is right? Well, there's certain handwriting programs that will teach you a specific letter sequence, and many of those have the letters, what they say, start at the top. So if your letter starts at the top and then works towards the bottom, that tends to be a more efficient handwriting style for some people, especially if they're moving from a certain curriculum that teaches print style, or we in the olden days called that manuscript, versus cursive style. So if we are learning a manuscript that starts, say, at the midline for a lowercase letter a, and then we learn that same A for cursive, now we're starting in the same place and we're moving on through and having that fluid momentum. That is a letter formation sequence. So does your child correctly form their letters in the proper sequence? One thing that we have learned over time that is, if your students in high school and they have certain letter formation sequences, we're not going to change that. And we're not trying to change that. Same with what I mentioned yesterday about the pencil grip. There's a certain time that we can still affect letter sequence and give them a more efficient handwriting pattern, because it'll give you shorter motor strokes, allow you to write faster, allow you to write cursive and transition into cursive writing. Yes, they're still teaching cursive writing. It may not be a grade. It may not be as big of a focus as it used to be, but it is coming back, and it seems to be very enjoyed by a lot of people that have trouble with those letter sequences or have trouble with letter formations in print style. Actually, we've seen that a lot of students can do better in cursive style because it connects the right and the left sides of the brain and makes that word fluidity into a segment. So if I write a word in cursive, it's one unit of a word. If I write that same word in print, if it had 5 letters, it's 5 different units. So having cursive can help with reading, and it can help with memory recall and writing certain words, and that word recall can be improved when you're using cursive, because you have a one unit, a space, and then the next word is the next unit.